Hey, hello boys,
All right, good evening.
and hello everyone. Welcome to Sorare Thursday Club, episode 14. Got ourselves Swiss Mafia here. Sorare Mamba, how you doing?
Very good, thank you. Very good. Up Thursday Club.
And Dornado, how are things are you?
Good, mate. I've decided to build a shrine of Everton behind me, including where my 8-year-old selves original hat and armband to try and bring in all the luck for the weekend. Not sure the hat quite fits me anymore. I look absolutely ridiculous, so I'm probably going to take that off. But yeah, I'm all right. Ready to go.
How you feeling about the weekend, mate?
Really, really bad. Yeah. Really nervous. Just want us to win. Just get a nice early goal. As you both say, it should be an easy win, which Everton haven't had for about 8 years. An easy win. Even the teams we should be beating, we usually beat about 1-0 or 2-1. So, yeah, probably going to lose about 10 years of my life on Sunday.
Never simple, is it? I had Man United tonight, cruise into a 4-0 victory, secured ourselves Champions League football. On the podium in Cap 240 Limited, living the life, 90th minute, João Felix, bottom corner, defensive stack ruined, and the podium dream is over.
Yeah, it must be really awful supporting Man United, mate. You must be having such an awful time finishing third instead of second and first. Must be really, really bad for you. I hate you.
Spoiler alert, Johnny's agreed that if we get 150 plus views on this week's video in time for the game, he's going to run a little live video cast of himself on Sunday. So we'll all get to experience how that gets on.
I can't remember that being discussed at any point, and I 100% will not be doing that. Tell you what, if there's 100,000 views, I might film myself for 10 seconds watching the game.
I mean, I'm going around your house, so I'll live stream.
I'll be there.
So.
You're not coming around my house. I'm not invited you. I will not let you in. You're not coming to my house.
Your wife will 100% let me in. Yeah. Embrace it.
I can't do it.
Anyway,
I look forward to the Tuesday show if you're relegated. That's for sure.
Oh my god.
Anyway, let's get to business.
Yes. So episode 14. Today we are talking roadmaps and golden caps. So we've had quite a lot of updates in the last week, maybe 2 weeks, but especially the last few days. So we're going to run through kind of top line what those updates are, get a sort of a sense of the boys' feelings in terms of what that means, if we like them, if we don't like them, and then we're going to finish off on a section on the Golden Cap 270, which is the fun comp that's been introduced this week, which I think is probably going to have most of our interest in terms of priority and focus. So, roadmap. Let's get the roadmap up quickly. Take this from the main site, if it will let me show. There you go. See that, boys? So,
yep.
What has happened this week? So, been quite a few updates. The French regulatory piece is probably not applicable to most, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, if any.
I mean, I tried to understand what it meant, and I still haven't got a fucking clue. I've read it about 3 times. I'm not really sure what it means.
The feeling I'm getting is that they're gonna. I don't know what they haven't given the reason why, but they're not going to be using the cards per se that they own, but they'll replace them with other cards that they can use. So I don't understand if it's a gambling thing or what it is. It's a bit bizarre.
All I do know is that if it does come over to England, then that won't be good.
No. Well, and also that it's the fact it's a French company. It feels a bit weird, but because everything else is so positive, I'm just going to ride the wave and pretend like I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You're right.
Eyes on the prize. Yeah. I mean, if I understood what was happening, it seems like they've got some weird workaround for them, right? Where they play using free cards that are like, I don't know. I don't know.
Almost like common cards, I think, isn't it?
I just translated that whole paragraph to French, like they said you could do, and then decided I couldn't read it because I don't speak French. So unless it's pomme de terre or mercredi, I haven't got much of a chance.
No.
Cutting edge news from the So Rare Thursday Club. We have no fucking idea what it means.
Yeah. If we have any French listeners, we would value your input. But otherwise, let's move straight on, ignore any potential negativity they could cause, and get straight into the cash wallet system. So this is something that's been picked on for quite a while. The fact that a blocker or a potential barrier to entry has been the fact that it works through wallets, cryptocurrency, Ethereum specifically. Some people are quite naive to it. Some people still don't trust it. And let's be honest, even for us who have been in crypto for a while, it's a bit of a ball ache. We had a mate the other day put in 800 quid, and that is literally lost somewhere. Trying to transfer it across from Coinbase to Sorare. So I think this is a really good move. We'll keep people happy. I think the way it will work is there'll be an actual, like they call it, a fiat wallet. So it's coming this summer. And the idea is that using your credit card, your Apple Pay, Google, etc., or your bank account, you can load up that wallet. So I kind of see it a bit like, remember those travel cards you used to be able to load up and use them? I guess a bit like a gift card almost into the game as well. And obviously, again, I think it still sits on the Ethereum sort of system in terms of a chain. Boys, what is your feeling in terms of like the introduction of that wallet? Are you hyped about it? Could you care not less, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think it's the most important thing they'll do. Full stop. It's the easiest way to get casuals into the game is to, like the Sunday bettors, the people that put on an ACCA, that type of people that want to be able to chuck a tenner in, buy the card they've just been looking at, takes out the needs to fanny about with Coinbase or another provider, or have like the worry of, I don't understand crypto, I don't understand, what any of this means, what the hell's ETH? That it gets casuals in, which is just the way to build, right? So yeah, I think it's the most important thing they'll do. You want to be able to put your bank details in like you do on any other gambling site or shop, or wherever you are on the internet, you just chuck your card details in. That's how you pay. And I want to get my money back out, I'll withdraw it to the card I just used, straight back to my bank account. Boom, bosh. It adds a level of security for people that aren't savvy in a crypto world. And yeah, I think it's the most important thing they'll do this year.
I agree with everything Ricky says there, really. I think the key to what they've said as well is that it includes Apple Pay and Google Pay. I think the world is going over that way even more and more as we go along. So yeah, I'm slightly worried for myself and you boys when we're on nights out, how easy it's going to be to
dangerous
double click the side button on my phone and I've bought a flipping rare Haaland by accident.
Yeah.
However, it's good. It's good for, like Rick said, good for the casual football follower, which is, I think that was one of the main barriers to it becoming, something that can compete with FantasyPremierLeague.com. Just it needs to be easier, more accessible, and this is certainly the biggest problem they were facing. So yeah, really good update.
Nice. So boys, next one up. So we're looking at the actual roadmap itself, the latest updates, and month-long competition. So new formats coming in. So that's this summer as well, coming into play. First ever month-long competition across all scarcity, so for each scarcity. So we assume that will be a limited, rare, super rare, and unique. So kind of that's great for everyone, depending on what level you're playing at. I assume there might be some sort of drafted free one as well. I don't know. And then the idea of it is, rather than having just a team you play across the whole month, you can change your team and put in various teams, but it's a month-long accumulation of points. I think it's fun. For me personally, it's not like gonna change my experience of So Rare, or like, I'm not going mad for it, but I think it's a pretty cool addition. It's something extra. Yeah, why not bring it on? I think any variation of competitions is fun, and it probably gives certain people that may not have had an edge historically in other games, maybe because they're not Wales or whatever, another play. What do you reckon?
I love it. I think it's I'm all for many competitions as can be introduced. I love the competition, and I think basically what they're trying to do is do something akin to Beat the Boys. So basically, what they've done is copy us.
Nicholas is watching.
So I presume there's some royalties coming our way, but But no, I think it's really good. Gives a different sort of thing to focus on. I don't know what the prize pools are going to be like, but even if it's just bragging rights for a bit, I love just having the bragging rights, calling people out on Twitter, stuff like that. I think it's just, I think it's really good.
They've said there'll be ETH, Sorare cards, VIP experiences as prize pools. Nice. They haven't got any further than that, but a bit of everything.
Yeah, I was wondering when something would come in that would kind of replace the Sorare data leagues that I used to be in. That I used to love doing those. I put so much effort into the 11-a-side leagues, and I even won a couple of cards via it. And I noticed they have gone very quiet on the Sorare data side of that, which probably meant there was something in the pipeline with Sorare, because I know they've sort of joined a little bit more now, haven't they?
Sorare data said they're never coming back.
Yeah.
So, did they? I missed that.
They've said it on quite a few now that they're not coming back. The office hours. But I think that type of league proved that people have an appetite for long-term play. Again, it probably appeals to like the FPL crowd who are into like running a team and just tweaking it over a set amount of time. Private leagues, like our own private league month-long thing, there's an appetite for that. It just gives you a different way to view your cards, doesn't it? And they said it won't stop you using those cards in weekly competitions, which obviously would have been a main concern. Like, do I have to put this amount of cards away and I can't use them for a month to someone else? But that won't be the case, so that's fine. I think positives all round. It gives a different option. They can try it out, and if it doesn't take up, then you don't have to continuously run it forever. But I think be something else for people to focus on. I just think the first deadline of every month is going to be more hectic now. I've already entered enough teams now. I've got to enter some month-long teams as well. So that could be it does be nice to get some staggered starts. Would be nice, because that could be some hell of a first weekend of each month trying to get that many teams set up for a Friday. I wonder if it'll be. I presume it's going to be SO5 and not anything else. I don't think
I think so.
Can it say SO5 on there? But yeah, it makes sense.
Not sure. It might be something that they bring in and start going to like 8 or 11. I mean, they must have seen it. They must have seen that like it works with Sorare Mega, Sorare Dea. People like to put bigger teams in.
I wonder what the format will be in a monthly. Do you have to pick a squad at the start that you use between, or do you pick? Or can you enter a completely fresh team from your portfolio every week?
That's how I read it. But actually, when you spoke a minute ago about it won't impact your cards, actually, that's how I remember it being rolled out. Is I think my interpretation is it will be a month-long competition with a team that you set out, but you can still use those players across other comps, so it doesn't limit your use of that utility of those players, which I think is pretty cool.
I read it as that as well. I read it as it's like a sub thing where you can still use your cards in other leagues, like when you can use common keepers across multiple divisions in our.
Yeah.
I wanted to do is it my whole port? Can I pick 5 players this week, and then next week I can pick my 5 players I want for that week, so I could just continuously use different ones? Or do I have like a draft style squad where I start with 8 players?
They haven't fully announced it yet.
So that's what interests me. Whether it's like the tactical nuance of it, of do I have to pick my 10 players I want to use for this month, and then who I think will be good that month, or is it just pick my 5 best players each week from my port, and I've got.
I like your first option you put forward there, the tactical element of like
a draft league
squad. Yeah, this is my squad of 7 or 8 players. I've looked at the fixtures ahead, knowing that there's good fixtures across that period, and then you have to manage that team, but you can also get screwed over by injuries and other things. Like that adds the element of extra drama, risk. But
you could have 2 transfers like a private league as well, couldn't you? I'll get rid of my. I'll move these 2 limiteds out, and I'll put these 2 from my port in.
It's going to reward skill as well, isn't it? It's going to reward people for actually putting in effort to research, plan ahead. Because I think a lot of people are just expecting Ethereum and cards to be handed to them on a plate without doing anything. So I think this is something where, it encourages people to.
Oh, you can still get that, mate. Just buy 5 legends and enter Academy every week.
Well, there is also that. But I think that will change, I imagine, at some point. But yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what the complaints about the Academy is, to be honest. I mean,
it's amazing. Free.
It was training when you just clicked random players. Now it's training, but 500 people get money.
Yeah.
It's like, sounds like a good upgrade to me.
It is a good upgrade, and it's used to stop the legends from being able to be used.
I want to train my legends, for example. I want to train my legends. Maybe it's because I've got legends that I don't see the problem.
I mean,
I just viewed it from, it was training where I didn't give a crap, and now 500 people get money, and I've won money a few weeks in a row. But I actually now look at my training teams and go, right, let's put these 5 together, these 5 legends together. Then the next team, 5 people are playing. So I've actually organised my 3 academy teams for so I actually have paid attention to training for the first time in ever.
I would say with legends, like whilst we're having a little detour to legends, like they should just have 2 or 3 legend leagues, the same leagues, or you can enter 2 or 3 teams in the legends leagues that involve legends, and then those legends you use increase in training like power, and the ones you don't use you can't put anywhere else, so they don't increase in power. And that way you can have multiple entries, you can use your legend cards, and the legend cards gain value. Because at the moment, because you can only use a maximum of 3, like you're pretty much using the same 3 every week. I mean, I certainly am. It's like Ajax, Real Madrid.
They could even scale it up and eventually do, when your players retire, the club they finish at, they then enter the Legends League at that level, at that club. That makes sense. If there's a way attaching them to their final club that they're minted to. So then you have a full-on Legends League, because that means your cards never lose utility, which again gives Sorare that extra appeal. You know, people might want to pick up those so-called like dud cards at the end or whatever play. And
another good idea coming from Sorare Thursday Club.
Yeah, I hope you listen again, Nicholas.
Legends are my favourite cards. I love them. I love the design. I love owning the like classic old players that I like. So I wish there was, they're more important.
Oh my God! Imagine if Everton Legends come out. I'm going to be so skint.
Yeah.
Not that there's loads, but I'm going to buy Tim Cahill. I'll tell you that now.
I'd like to see Fukimori when he retires get a legend card. Obviously,
mate, he's not retiring for 15 years. He's only like 30.
Yeah, I'd really like a Man United legend would be nice. I'm currently 230th in Academy this weekend, actually, with my Javier Mascherano legend cards play overnight.
I didn't even think to put in my Academy teams this week. That's the thing. I'm so used to it just being training and not really paying attention.
I think it's the only thing I'm winning from tonight from the United game. I'm 414th, so I'm in there as well for the extra ETH, which is good.
Very nice.
It's great. It actually gives you a chance to get something out of your weeks if you haven't got a full team. It's brilliant. Love it.
Yeah, I love it. I'm looking. I've just missed out on one. I've got 1 ETH and I've got a tier 2 and a tier 4 and a little bit of ETH and 830 coins. So I would call that a successful midweek for me.
Good times.
Ruben Diaz didn't play, which was a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, I love the Academy. Big up the Academy. Much better than training. Yes, it can be revamped into probably more. And yes, it probably does make sense to put the cap on legends. But I see it through rose-tinted glasses as an improvement on training.
We love ETH. I love free. Yeah. Give me it all day.
I've won $20 through Academy so far. I'm winning another $5 tonight. Bring it on. $25 I wouldn't have got in training.
And you can buy like 5 Constadol players with $5. So
yeah, I have been making some absolutely terrible signings actually.
Love it.
I bought Shinji Ono for 29p.
Is that Shinji Ono? I actually recognise that guy's name. Is he?
He was the ex-international that we would have probably watched while we were at school.
Oh my goodness.
41 years old, still going strong.
Is he still actually playing, like in the squad?
Yeah, he's got a card this year.
That's insane.
Cameron Kiley, I spent £3.50 on to get his 1 of 100 earlier. I'm a sucker for stuff like that. But anyway, we'll get to that.
That is loose spending, Richard.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, let's get back on track. So, next update on the roadmap. So it's happened. The jersey drop that happened on Wednesday. So Rare, part of their club shop expansion, dropped 100 mystery jerseys, which went in how long? Was it under a minute, wasn't it?
39 seconds.
29 minutes, 29 seconds.
39. According to Dan.
39
39
seconds.
seconds. Tap, tap, tap.
I mean, I had absolutely no joy in that. In fact, that's because between us, we're trying to work out what the clues were, weren't we? And all decided that it was a 4 o'clock drop because Paul Scholes had 4 red cards. And then it turns out it was actually, wasn't it 4 o'clock CET or a different time zone?
Yeah, I think it's 1 hour ahead, isn't it? Or
yeah.
So they dropped another clue just before 3 o'clock to set. I'd been refreshing every half an hour. I was ready to go, and I did at 3 o'clock. I just got distracted by a work email. Turned back round. It had gone to 3. I refreshed, clicked on it to pick a size, and it had gone. So yeah, I was about 10 seconds out.
The problem I had was that I was planning on it being on Wednesday, the 24th of May, which is I think in about 8 years' time. So it's pretty unfortunate. I wasn't prepped, but no, I missed it completely. I just thought it was going to be later in the day, and actually got distracted doing my real life job, and then completely missed it. But I'd imagine I wouldn't have got one anyway. So
I can't believe they got the date wrong. And still never changed it. I mean,
I was
great,
genuinely
right?
gutted though. Gutted.
Yeah, I wanted one. I've got 62,000 coins. I haven't spent any coins yet because I saved them up for something like this. I would have happily spent 10,000 of them on a shirt. Something that I'm really interested in, think's really cool. And so does everyone else, right? Everyone else wants them. Everyone else thought that was a great price. It's obviously won't remain that price for long. But yeah, let's hope they do more. The more they do, the more people spend their coins and the more stretched out it will get. But yeah, I'm all for physical things I can buy, experiences. Like I'll save my coins up. I'll happily spend 100,000 on coins on something great. I want a hat. Stick a hat in there for 30k. I'll get 2 right now.
Here's a sub question. Is there going to come a point, do you reckon, where so rare coins actually have value, like monetary value? Because I can see it somehow going that way. It's its own like crypto in a way.
Well, they do that a lot on a lot of platforms, don't they?
They do. And like so rare coins.
Ultimate Champions champ as a token, for example.
Yeah, like it's gonna. The more like actual physical things you can get with them that come along, which is probably going to happen. Like the more people are going to be like, I've only got 100 coins. This person's got 10,000. I'll give you 20 quid for them, or something like that.
Yeah, or you make them tradable. Whereas in like, they've dropped the brand new J League jersey drop. I really want one. I haven't got any coins. I'll give you my Julio Enciso rookie cards. Can you give me 10,000 coins? Do the trade, and I buy a jersey. Or hi pal, I know you've got 85,000 coins. Can I have
more than that, mate?
A few of them. Yeah, I tried to do a deal with him earlier actually, but he wanted to fleece me for everything I was worth, so I backed out.
I did a good trade with him this morning. I got Luan Perez rare for 0.02. Absolutely,
that's a good trade. Good player. I like it. So yeah, that's a shirt. So we all missed out and we all wanted one.
Good. Do more.
Next up came the K League. So not going to touch on this too long, but basically everyone's still currently frustrated by the situation in the K League because obviously we're not getting the scores until 48 hours later.
If at all.
If at all, yeah. I've actually sold up my K League players totally now. Couldn't bother with it, and I could see them falling in price, but equally it's probably a big opportunity now to pick them up, and then in X amount of time, when something positive happens, I'm sure they go back up again. But they're putting on a special comp, K League comp, which is going to be in June. So June the 1st, game week 377. And they're going to have some jerseys as part of that as well, signed jerseys. So actually, that's pretty cool. Those with already the K League galleries will do it. Rick, I can imagine this will still appeal to you because you love the signed jersey. For me, it's a bit of a smokescreen more than anything. What do you reckon?
Well, my main issue is they're going to do a special weekly for K League. How are they going to fucking score it? If the scores come in,
point.
Is this K League special? Everyone's got 35. Like,
I wonder if they'll do it. I wonder if they'll do it like even the games that do get scored, they'll score them as if they weren't getting scored, and then they'll just say you have to have 2/3 K-League cards, and then the other cards you can make up from your gallery, and then everyone will have 2 cards that don't score but still get the decisives and the. Do you know what I mean? Like make it like that.
It's just ridiculous. Though.
It is ridiculous, but they got to figure. They got to do something, and they like at least it's something. And a point from their thing, which I think was raised by someone else, is that they said you can win higher level scarcity cards, but they don't think they actually mentioned whether you could only win K-League cards. So it may be that there's some decent cards in there that it might be like a decent chance at winning a good card. Like in terms of, you'd imagine there's not a lot of people entering it.
Yeah, I think if you've already got K-League cards, great, somewhere that you can use.
I mean, I won't be buying any.
I wouldn't be going out targeting that competition. You know,
there probably is a gap though, isn't there? Because if you think about it, like if they're hitting typical 35s, all they're scoring on, all they can measure is the decisives. So if you fuck off all the AA players, forget about that, but then look at who gets regular decisives, you could potentially target a team for that week and do pretty well. The problem is if you don't do well, you're probably stuck with that and losing money on that. So you've got to want those players as well.
It's already stitched me over once because probably my best Asian defender is a K-League player, Kim Yong-Guan, who plays for Ulsan Hyundai. And they had 3 straight weeks where Ulsan's game was listed as not being covered. So I just didn't play him. So I obviously didn't risk him. Didn't play him again this weekend in a game which it was covered, and he got 100, so that's good. So I've been stitched up by them already.
I mean, I've got Shin Jin Ho and Chesenia, so rare goats. My only rare Asian goalie is from the K-League, and you know, how can you trust anything that's happening with the K-League at the moment? And it's not so rare's fault. You know, they obviously want it to work, but yeah. I didn't trust the special weekly. I don't trust K-League scores full stop at the moment. So if you've got them, great, enter a team and see if you can get yourself a good prize. But
it sounds like there's a gap in the market for a K-League stat gatherer. Maybe we should all move to Korea. Career change.
Career change. What a classic name that is. So yeah, anyway.
Constant until I die, mate. J-League forever. J over K.
Next update, I'm going to move us swiftly on. So I'm going to jump one because we could come back to the 270. The celebrating OG common cards for collectors. So I quite like this update. This was basically rewarding those players, those managers that have been on the game for the longest. Those that were there in the early days when it was more of a startup, higher risk. So we were around. We joined 2020. I think the earliest cards I can see were around the 19 to 20. So we came slightly after. And what they effectively done is remove the common cards. If anyone has joined later, they wouldn't have seen them, but remove the original common cards. And the plan now is to then give rewards based on if you had those cards from those earlier seasons. So 10 coins for each classic common card that's taken away. Then a boost for each scarcity in which you owned at least one card. And then also the bit that I really wanted, which is like, it doesn't really mean a lot, but I think it probably does because Sorare is a bit of a flex thing, is the OG badge and banner for managers. So if you lost 100 cards or owned a common card from 2019, which annoyingly I think we're just missing out on, then you get the OG
qualified
badge.
For that.
Oh, did you? Oh, so maybe it counts as 1920 then.
No, it says who lost 100 common cards or owned a common card in 2019. I've got 226 common cards, and I'm presuming.
Have you had your reward? Your OG
status? Haven't done it yet. I don't think they've actually done it yet.
I've still got them.
It says 24th of May. It says yesterday.
Yeah, I think we've already proved their dates skills are pretty low.
Well, there you go. Yeah, so you counted up and you've got.
Yeah, here's all mine. These are still the originals from 3 years ago.
Do you actually have a Jackson Yule common card as well? That's impressive.
Jackson Yule. My first one was Iljuchenko, but yeah, 226. And I'm guessing I've got, 8 from each of the 5 teams? 9 from each of the 5 teams? So yeah, I've got over 100.
I've got 2.
Yeah, that's I'm going to have a little look now. No idea what I've got. You had to hide them, didn't you? I'm trying to think where you do that. Oh, there you go. Hide common cards.
Settings. Yeah.
Yeah. Have a little
So-
look out of interest.
God, do you remember that first draft of when you got your 10 cards? I remember being like, I literally have no idea who these people are.
Oh,
We got to redo it though, didn't we? Because I went
funny
full
seeing those
Betis stack
originals,
because Betis were really cheap, weren't they? They were like a cheat because they didn't have rare cards. So the Betis players were already cheap. But OG badge, I mean, it's nice, but it won't replace won't replace my So Rare Burger Club badge because I'm So Rare Burger Club for life.
211 cards. I'm in the club, boys.
You're in third position out of us three, like usual.
Yeah.
Third position. How did you get here? How did you get here through?
Got them through So Rare, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I had to restart, didn't I? So this is technically my second appearance. My original one would have been. When would it have been? I think we joined in just before July, wouldn't it?
I think so, yeah. June the 30th, mine says.
Yeah, because this one's come after. Yeah, I'm sure I was around then as well.
It's almost the 3-year anniversary. I feel a giveaway coming on.
Oh, yes. It needs to be big, doesn't it?
Yeah.
John, would you give away all your toffees if they got relegated this weekend?
Absolutely not. I will back them until I die. And it's really annoying.
Right. Anyway, so we're all OG badge holders. That's good news. We've learned that today on the pod. What else have we got coming up?
It's a nice touch, isn't it? Like, here's some coins.
I like it.
If we get really comments. Nice touch. Nothing exciting though, is it? I mean,
so there's two more elements that we're going to touch on. So one of them, the collection game reminder. So that's come into effect fully, or so they said, as of today. So collection game. Rick, do you want to get it on screen? Actually, probably better off the shirt as we're going. But collection game as in.
I can show mine if you want, because I've got my whole collection of Everton.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Yeah. So collection game as in. Historically, we saw a kind of example of it during the World Cup, didn't we? Of how we toted up our collections through the tournament, but now they've actually done it as a kind of not a reward, but an alternative to the game, isn't it? Really, more anything, which I think is a really good touch because, again, I'm not massive on collections, but I love like the Panini sticker books. And as soon as I've had a look through my United ones, I'm like, oh my god, I want to fill those slots now, which I think is going to really, really help the game in terms of like getting people to spend more money or do more trades. What do you reckon?
I think it's incredible. I'm collector based anyway, and I've always collected ones, serials, random players from teams I like. So yeah, I love it, and I love that there's a point to it now. Giving collection legitimate bonus is a reason to do it because it makes you better in SO5. So it backs up. It's not just a dead reason. I've just look at me. I've got all the Hertha Berlin players now. They've got a bonus which makes them stronger, which means everyone sees it as an advantage, and it's a cool way to display them. And it's the market reacts. It already has, right? I've been buying 41-year-old Shinji Ono. No one's buying that fucking card. I've been looking at console players to try and complete my collection, and the floor is gone. Cards that are 1 of 100. I'm getting massive offers for my 1 of 100s, like 5x the floor. Like, it's happening already. It gives the shit cards that have no utility in SO5 or no reason to be bought at all are now being bought because people are completing their collection to boost their valid cards that they want to use. So yeah, it's great. Now the one-offs and the serial numbers, people have been collecting those. Now they're valuable. This is the moment we've been waiting for. All you divvies that have been collecting, like me, random cards. I love it. Reinvigorating the market in a different way and giving cards value that didn't happen before.
More importantly, people aren't going to be willing to get rid of their cards so easily. Imagine having a whole set, even if like John's is on screen right now. So even like a who's pretty shit in that. I mean, they all are. But let's go Neil Morpay. Historically, you probably wouldn't care about giving away a Neil Morpay, really, if you had a good offer.
I mean, I definitely would. There's no
but you're not you're not a very good example for this. But let's say you're a typical fan, like you'd take a good offer on him, wouldn't you? But I think you would think more than twice now on accepting that because you wouldn't want to have a hole in your gallery.
I think what's another good example of exactly what you're saying is that I've got 4 Porto limited players from I think this season or last season, which is a very small amount but it means due to their rules that I get 2% extra on top for all of their cards, which is actually a decent amount. And with the many people doing Sorare these days, that makes a difference between like 15 places probably in the league, which can be in the league tables. But someone offered me Galeno limited from this season's cards for my old cards. And like genuinely, before this, I would have just probably done that. If they were looking to collect, I would have just done it. But now that would have dropped me back down to like 1%. Well, there's just no way I'm going to do that now. And it's also like other little bonuses where if you even list a card in your collection, you lose points in your so it's not even just selling the card. It's even if you list him for sale. So it's really encouraging people to sort of think about what they're doing a bit more rather than just, like, I don't know what Pavel Trader's going to do. He probably doesn't give a crap anyway. But
do you want to show it, John? Do you want to show us on the screen the have you got the points accumulation piece?
Yes,
so you can show how teach people how to kind of what the benefit of holding is or collecting.
Yeah, let's go. So let's just go on James Garner here. So I think I bought him at auction. So I got the new card. Card has only had one owner bonus of 20. So no one else has ever owned this card. I've not listed, so this is the bit I was just saying, I've not listed or transferred him at all in the last 90 days. I know it's only 10, whatever you want to call these collection points, but like it does make you think twice. Well, it makes me think twice anyway, being an Everton supporter. And then, I think that's just owned. But then if you look at other stuff you can get is special edition card design, which I don't think that's actually happened with any Premier League cards yet. So number one serial is obviously a big one to go for, which I know Ricky's got a lot of. I've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, one of 1,000, sorry. So that will be a nice little bonus on that. You've got jersey serial matches as well. So it's just sort of all the things that people really enjoy doing as sort of like a sub thing to Sorare are actually getting rewarded for now and can affect your SO5 scores. So it's really bridging that gap between collecting and playing the game. It's kind of making it valued a lot more. And also, whilst we're here, Ricky, I noticed you've got a serial number match of Alex Iwobi. So if you'd like to give me that at some point.
I have actually, yeah.
I'll give you £300 for it.
Deal.
And there's also a leaderboard, isn't there? Rick, you're on the leaderboard.
There is a leaderboard. Unfortunately, I am not first out of the Everton supporters, which has completely baffled me. I called out not Roy Kent on Twitter earlier, hoping I'd find out where he lives so I could hunt him down. And he did actually reply to me. He seems like a top bloke, and his Twitter handle is @WorcesterEFC. So I think I know where he lives, and I will be hunting him down. Yeah. But no, it's great. It's like we said earlier, having any other competition thing where you can have a go at trying to be top of the leaderboard or, try and get your collection points up. I think it's great for the game. And I'd arguably say this is top 3 things Sorare's ever done.
I fucking love a leaderboard. I fucking love another way to just compete and win. Like I'm third on the Incheon United Rare from 2020 leaderboard with I've got 3 cards and I'm just like, I could easily get top there. I could easily get top. Just get 2 more in. I'm top. And it shows you the power of Powell Trader. When I was looking through my top 5, Consadole, Hertha, San Jose, Coventry somehow, and Incheon, Powell Trader's above me on 4 of them. I'm like top 4, but it's Powell. He's just everywhere, isn't he? He's got so many cards that he's accidentally, he obviously doesn't care about being top of Incheon United Rare. But yeah, he's massive. And the other great thing this does, right, is it thins the market, right? Like list and play. People are now going, well, I'm not selling my shitty 40p cards or this random card that I don't use, but I'm going to keep him because he boosts the other one. It thins out the market, thins out the supply, which means the demand for these random cards even has gone higher, as well as the main cards. I've just seen the floor disappear on so many of these cards. I wonder if it's a short-term thing and if it will slide back down once the initial buzz of collection and people collect what they wanted to do and then they move on to the next thing. But it's been a really positive.
The display's cool as well, isn't it? I think
it's really
the way they displayed it here, like that looks cool. The Columbus Crew thing here with the maze thing in the background, just I think they've really nailed it. I think they've done a lot of things historically. You know, I love Sorare and I'll say they're amazing, but like they've done a lot of things historically which haven't been a hit straight off the bat, and they've had to sort of go back and change them a little bit, and that they've forgotten real key aesthetic things about some of the previous things they've tried to implement. But I really think you can tell they've plowed a bit of money into making sure this was right. Like even just the graphics and the way when you scroll, they just slightly, increase in size. I think they just really, really nailed this one.
Look at these ones. The German second division is purple.
Yeah, that's great.
That is nice.
I'd like to see it organised a bit better because, like, I could scroll for absolutely ever here. Like,
is there a filter on there at all or not?
Yeah, can you filter by rare? You can filter by rare limited, can you or not?
Yeah, you can filter by scarcity. But I've got one for each team, haven't I? And one for each season. So like limited Consadole, limited Consadole, limited Consadole.
How does your World Cup one look like? The one where you completed it, was it USA or Canada or something?
I think they still have their. Do they not have their own separate thing still?
Well, if you
all in here as well now?
If you click on custom series on that ticket,
they are under here now.
Nice.
Complete Canada and United States.
Well, I guess they don't get any other, like, there's no point in them getting bonuses, is there?
You don't get anything for it, do you?
Yeah. I think maybe you could do like by, region or league or something or club and like open up a
that's
folder because like this just is like goes on and on and on and on and on. Like, but I think as a first iteration, it's really cool.
We love it, don't we? Big thumbs up to Birthday Club. Good job, Sorare.
Good job.
Definitely.
Quick last point on those collections. So you know how they build up those points through. You touched on Pavel Trader, for example. He's got like a massive gallery, so he's got loads of collections pretty high up. Does that mean trading with Pavel Trader? Am I generally getting a better powered card, or do I lose it once I've traded with him? Does it lose?
Well, you'll instantly lose because it's been traded within the last 90 days. So that's.
But what does it lose?
10 collection points.
Yeah, you won't be able to have new cards has max one owner because it's come from somewhere else. So those are the two you won't have. So you could leave it for 90 days and it would power up anyway. So it would just be the max one owner. So max one owner makes auctions desirable, right? Because
I was just trying to establish whether it was good to, but if there's like a gap there with dealing with Pavel to actually get decent powered cards, I guess.
Yeah, it changes my strategy slightly because I do like to list my cards even after I've bought them, just like whack 20% on and put them on the transfer market, especially if there's nothing else on there or if I'm still floor. I like to just go, well, no one else is on the market. Let's stick an extra 50 quid on and put it on, see if someone else wants it. But now it's almost, if that's in one of my main teams, like a Man United player, I'm like, well, do I want to lose?
Discourages loans as well, doesn't it? Like, I don't think loans have actually officially been outlawed, have they? But they are a little bit frowned upon, and they've tried to sort of discourage them a little bit with other things. But this definitely sort of discourages the loaning of cards.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Great move, though. We love it. So final segment then. So the last sort of main update, Golden Cap 270. So this is the biggie, game week 375. This is part of the end of the Euro season, so a bit of a celebration, I guess. They're increasing the rewards at the top of the leaderboard. So prize pools will be revealed once game week 375 opens, which is now. So should we have a little look what they are? We skip on to, let's go on my screen a minute. Where are we sitting? There we go. So if we go 270, I think I might put a team in already. Yes, I have. Let's get rid of that team. Build one. Suspense is killing me. So prize pool for the Cap 270 this week. They have added in first place tier 1 super rare and a rare star. Second place tier 2 super rare and a rare star. Third place tier 2 and a rare star. Fourth to fifth tier 1 and a super rare tier 2. It goes on. Sixth place rare tier 1 again. Super rare tier 3. 7th, Tier 2 and a Tier 4 super rare, Tier 5 super rare, Tier 2 in 8th, and then from 9th down to 326th, you're still getting prizes from a Tier 2 down to a Tier 5 rare.
Yeah,
That's
326 rares and 8 super rares.
That is pretty tasty, isn't it? I mean, and also that those prizes at the top,
they're going to be
Tier
good,
1
aren't they?
Tier rare. Yeah, I mean that's seriously good prizes. If you luck out this week and catch that for even first, second, third, up to fifth, sixth place, Christ, yeah, even top 8.
I mean, I'm going to be going for it, but there's going to be some serious whales in that league this week. I mean, there's still a cap 270, right? So you can't just smash in like Mbappe, Messi, because it's just going to be way over the cap. So there is still an element of bringing it down to an even playing field, but there's definitely going to be a lot of people entering it.
I have seen some really strong teams been able to put together so far. They've gone in there really, but last week of the season, in places like the Premier League, like things are happening. There are random teams going out, isn't there? There's you get yourself 5 solid starters as a base, and you're with a chance, because I think there's going to be a lot of subs and a lot of DMPs. We've seen it this week, midweek, and last weekend even. So yeah, I think the opportunity is there, and it's a bit of fun, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I think it's great, mate.
3,000 people entered it now with best part of a day left to enter. So it's going to be a healthy comp.
About to be 3,003.
Well, a lot of people, most of us probably, or maybe certainly a large proportion, enter the cap 270 rare anyway. So all you're doing essentially is being, again, a bit like the whole Academy piece of getting more ETH available. Your prizes are suddenly massively boosted up, which makes it more appealing.
I think it just
go on.
I think it just shifts in your priority list, right? When it's up like that, because usually I'd go 240, and then I'd probably stick in a 220, and I'd do my all-star super rare, and then I'd probably do my cap 220 super rare with the rare goalie, and then I'd go to the rare 270. But this week, I'm just going to do the 240 and the 270 are going to be my first 2 things in each scarcity. Those are the 2.
Is there a super rare golden 270 as well?
Yeah.
Is there really? I didn't see that.
That could be fruity. I think we need to see you build that as well on the show.
I'll show you what it's got in it here. Super rare golden cap 270.
Nice. I kind of feel like we should watch you fill this up right now, mate.
34 super rare cards and 5 uniques, and currently there is 216 people in it. So
Rick, load your team in right now.
I tell you what, that's not bad little odds there.
You want to see who I'm going to play? I'm going to go to my ever faithful So Rare Data lineup builder for my golden cap 270. I have the choice of 3 goalies: Ivacic, Clark, Walker. We got a bit of Farrell, Fukumores in there. The mids, we got Ring, Streaky Boy, Chara, Jackson Yule, obviously. Lucas Fernandez is back.
Oli Loraz.
Ueda, Tom Barlow, Ogashiwa, and Damata up the top. So, yeah, let's see what it thinks I should be running. It's captaining Ueda away to Standard Liège, 32nd. Fook, obviously, in there. Home to Grampus. It's gone for Streak, who's playing Emmen at home.
They're rubbish.
Clark's been on a good run. Austin at home. And Alex Ring. Alex Ring is playing my goalie, right? So I'm not sure.
Not sure about that pick, if I'm honest.
I'm not sure I like my goalie playing a player.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, that's not. Is that that's a midfielder, isn't it? I thought it was a defender. He could play for a 0-0 and put him in.
But yeah, he doesn't really get his goals from decisives, but still.
I feel like Jackson Yule is the man to bring you home.
In fact, he does fit exactly into the cap. He's home to Dallas. That's a D+ game, apparently, because his cost efficiency is really bad. The odds
doesn't matter, though.
San Jose winning.
Cost efficiency doesn't matter, does it?
But he's 100% projected lineup, and the matchup's apparently really good as well. So it's the odds and the cost efficiency that's not great. But
I think you'll streak into the lead with that team.
This
And
feels
you'll
like
be
fate,
you'll be
right?
fucked off if he doesn't make it.
Yeah.
This is 3 of my top 5 So Rare goats in one team, and
That's what I
Streaky
thought, yeah.
Boys up there as well. So all right, I'm going to run these 5 is my cap 270
I
super
love
rare this
it.
week.
I'm very excited for you. Actually, I feel
I'm
like
excited.
this could be something.
Let's I'll lock it in for you now. Clarky Boy, Fuchs, Yule, Ueda. I think this is relying a lot on Ueda getting his goal streak continuing. He's going to have to burn out sometime, and Liège away is quite hard. But there's some decent bonuses on these players.
They suggested captaining Ueda, didn't they? But I don't know. Is that a bit risky? I don't never like to really captain strikers because it really does depend on them scoring.
Should we go Folk?
Oh, I don't know, because now I feel
Fuchs
responsible.
got a tough game, hasn't he? Or is it not?
I feel
I thought he had like
responsible
a
now.
decent game.
What about Van der Streek? He's got a decent fixture.
He's got 12% bonus. He is streaky as shit, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I'm going to go with Fuchs.
Okay, I like it.
List all players removing Steve Clark from the marketplace.
Like it.
And we're in. All right. Done.
Right. Love it. What about you? While you're up then, Rick, why don't you show us who your golden cap 270 rare is?
All right. I'll show you on my cap 270 rare. Let's have a little look. Again, I'm going to trust So Rare data on this. It's gone for Fuchs makes another appearance, obviously. And Ueda's in again. Apparently, Ueda's got an A matchup.
You need to share your screen, I think, mate.
Oh, wrong tab. Here you go. It's thrown me up this lineup. Ueda's now apparently got an A matchup when he's in rare form. Hoffman with a double A at home to Augsburg. Zelinka is an A matchup. Fuchs back in there with 10.5%, and I've got Moffy at 10% as well. So that's a really strong.
It's really good, this feature.
Percentage.
Maybe I should pay for Sorare data.
Yeah.
I cannot believe you don't have Sora data. Blows my mind.
I genuinely haven't got around to it yet.
So Hoffman's a really big favourite with them at home. Odds they don't have. So Fukimori's got a really good all round, but they don't have the odds for the J League game, which is what's killing him on his little chart there. Moffy hasn't been scoring lately, but it's a good fixture for him, and Ueda as well. Hasn't had a good history against Standard Liège, but yeah, I like that team. It does mean I'm relying on Ueda and Fukimori twice, which is the only concern.
It does, but you're doubling down. Imagine if Fukimori has one of those game weeks where he just bangs in 95, and then Ueda scores a couple of penalties, and then
that sounds like most game weeks.
Yeah.
The other one that would interest me would be Alan Patrick over here. He's been really good form, and he's got an A fixture at home here, so that would be the only other one that I would consider, maybe replacing Ueda with Alan Patrick. Still early in Brazil's season as well, isn't it? So I don't think that he'd be a rotation risk. So this would be the only other thing I would consider. Not Bruce Anderson, not you, Bruce.
Sorry, Bruce.
Brucey bonus.
Yeah, it would be maybe Alan Patrick.
Like it. Strong team.
And then I can quickly do my Cap 240 while I'm here, if you like, in limited. A few more boys to pick from here, so hopefully it gives me some saucy suggestions.
270.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, long day. Thinking.
You've got so many limiteds, it doesn't know what to do.
Wow. Yeah. Didn't even know we were going.
Oh, he's throwing the toffee in there.
Alex Iwobi. Oh, what a boy.
Initial thoughts there is I love Johnson at home to DC. Love Lukebert at home to Stade Reims. Iwobi, I'm happy. I think the Toffees are going to batter them, so I'm happy with
so do I. That's an easy win.
Toffee up front. Sven Kum's been scoring really well. I haven't really looked into Ghent. I'm presuming need to win. I haven't checked out the league table, so I'd have to check out what Ghent are playing for. McGregor would be my main worry in this team because he started in midweek, right? Or he started this time. They did a lot of rotation.
Celtic.
I don't trust them at all. Celtic are like Man City.
Yes. Celtic is seriously pepping everything at the moment.
So he started, and loads of people got dropped, which makes me think like he's probably not going to start this weekend, or at least would be a concern. Throwing Harvey Barnes up here, John. Does that worry you that he's got a double-A game and he's the top pick?
I mean, if Everton win, it doesn't bother me because they can do whatever the fuck they want.
When they win, mate, easy game, guaranteed.
Easy game.
Don't.
So I wouldn't know. My only concern here would be I would think I'd probably want to replace Callum McGregor because I just don't trust that he's going to play. Do Bayern still need to win?
Dortmund are doing the league there.
Bayern do still need to win because I think it's the final day this weekend, right? And Dortmund are playing the same day as Bayern, and Bayern need to win to win. Borussia Dortmund need to win the league, so that implies that Bayern can still win the league, right? So I'd say they're going to be playing their best team for sure.
Yeah, so I would probably consider them maybe putting in Pavard or De Ligt.
What about Dwight McNeil? Why is Dwight McNeil not coming up?
Because he's a 63 in the cost, mate.
Oh, right, yeah, of course.
71 L5. Absolutely incredible. An Everton player is that.
That's ridiculous.
Heavy. But yeah, for the sense of time, I would say my pick in this team will not be the Celtic player. It would probably be either a Bayern Munich defender, because I think they'll crush the game, or it would be Connor Ronan, who plays in midfield for Colorado Rapids.
Or trickle down on Fukimori and stick him in as well.
Yeah, I could do that. But
back your boy, Rick, come on.
So maybe I take a cheeky punt against Cincinnati, who Cincinnati are really good, but I really do rate Connor Ronan at the moment. So yeah, maybe a Bayern defender or Connor Ronan would be my last slot in there, with Iwobi going in as captain. So yeah.
Like it.
Sean Johnson, though, should get a cleanie against DC, right? Don't fuck me over, Rooney. So
who knows? Right. JD, do you want to go next or me?
Yeah, I'm happy to go next. So unfortunately, I'm not quite as techie as Ricky with the Sorare data build your lineup. So I'm going the old-fashioned way, which is the way I do it every week. So I'm going to be building my lineup for you on Sorare. Right, so goalkeeper-wise, so we're in cap 270 rare here. I only really have 3 starting goalkeepers at the moment this weekend. So Tyler Miller, Barkas for Utrecht at home to Emmen, which is a good fixture, or Manuel Reimann, which isn't a particularly good fixture at home to Leverkusen, but he's not a bad little scorer, to be fair. Gets so many keeper sweepers for some reason. I think he just loves coming out of the box and being a madman. So I think I'll probably go Barkas or Reimann. Let's try with Reimann because he's got the lower cap. I think defender, I'm pretty weak at the moment, so I'm just going to decide that at the end. I'm going to go to midfielder first. And for my little look earlier, I am debating going full Benfica stack in the middle here. They need to win. Well, I think they actually technically only need to draw their last game because their goal difference is so much better than Porto's. But yeah, they'll want to be winning their last game of the season because it'll mean they win the league. So they'll be playing their best team, which will include Arsnes, it will include Neres, and it will include Rafa Silva, who I absolutely love. Rafa Silva, he's so good at football. Here he is. So that's a triple Benfica stack I'm going for. I'm going a bit mad on Benfica here. Leaves me 61 for a defender. Got a few options. I would have loved to have got Hatanaka in, but I don't think I can quite fit him in. Unfortunately, a lot of my defenders are injured at the moment. Ben Zabani was a bit of a stud, but has got injured and is now leaving Borussia Mönchengladbach, so he's not going to be playing. Kessler, as you know, Ricky, is very good as well, and he's got injured. Tolo, I think, is just coming back from injury. Sabli is a rotation risk. Villalba, he could be someone I put in. He was suspended in midweek, so in the is it CONCACAF or whatever it is, the cup they're in. So you'd like to think he'll play on the weekend. Not a bad little fixture. And then, I've got Kim Yong-Gwon, my boy I was talking about earlier, with the 100 with the 100-pointer on the weekend, but too risky, I think, playing a Korean player at the moment. I haven't got a huge amount else really. I'm just struggling for defenders at the moment. I think that's going to be something I'm going to be strengthening that over the summer, but I think I'll go Villalba.
I love Villalba. I think he's solid.
He's not got a very good last 5 here. He's kind of, I think he got an assist in one of the games there, but then also conceded a penalty. So he kind of negated.
He's a good player though, isn't he? Like
he's a really good
quality.
player. He's a really good player. And Argentina's junior defenders in general are really good stats.
So Miguel Torren came back for me last night, got 75.
Yeah,
he's a beast.
And I started Kevin McAllister limited last night, and he got 92, which is just all no decisives. Then they drew on a nil. It's just a machine. But I think this is likely to be the team I go for. I did also have a little play around with putting Otavio in the middle here, but it greatly decreased the cap available to me for forwards and the extra player. So decided against it in the end. I'll probably use him in a different team, but yeah, unsure about captain. What do you boys think?
Yeah, it looks solid, mate. Yeah,
Rafa for me.
Yeah, I think Rafa has got that serious upside. He creates I watch Benfica games a lot because I've got a lot of my most valuable players at Benfica, and he's really sort of lost a lot of decisives this year because they sold Darwin Núñez. Gonzalo Ramos has missed so many chances. Every game I watch, I swear, like he's a really good striker, and obviously he's been touted for a big move, but I swear he misses like 3 or 4 sitters every game.
Yeah, he does all the time. Although Núñez did that all the time as well, mate. He's still a big move.
True, but like every time I watch it, Rafa Silva's just laying it on a plate for everyone, and no one can put the ball in the net. So, he finally has been putting some decisives in the last couple of games. I think I'll probably captain Rafa. But yeah, I think that looks pretty solid.
Very strong.
In terms of Super Rare, obviously I don't have any, so I won't be doing the Golden Cap 270. I might potentially put in a Golden Cap 270, although my other plan was to hope that a lot of other Wales put their best players in Cap 270, so put my best players in All-Star Limited. But yeah, what should I build this now as well, or do you want to go for yours, Jess?
If you're planning on entering it, do it. If you're not, then don't.
Right, I'm going to build. I'll do a quick build. Right, I had a little look earlier. I'm going to go for Frederick Orlov in goal. Nice little fixture at home to Werder Bremen.
Nice.
That leaves me. Oh, this is tight. I mean, I could go a little cheeky Everton stack. There's not going to be many Everton stacks in here. I'll tell you that now.
That Everton game is a dead cert. Get that Yerry Mina in there.
If you say that to me one more time, Yerry Mina does love to score from corners as well. Okay, he's in. Right, Yerry Mina is going in. I've convinced myself. Right, we've got a few options here. I could try and go. I usually like to go a little bit above the cap for midfielder because I feel like I've got a lot of strong midfielders. Is Carles Gill, I think, still out?
He's injured, mate. Yeah.
Jean Motta, who was absolutely flying, is out for the season, so that's shit. I think I'll probably go for Pedro, my boy Pedro.
He's quality.
Vote for him. Right, 52 we're looking at. We're not going to go Everton for the strikers because we can't put the ball in the net. So
that fills me with confidence as I've gone Iwobi up top.
Well, Iwobi isn't a striker to be fair, but he'll still score well. Right, I reckon I might go a little cheeky Cherky up front.
Yeah, he's on form, isn't he?
Love a Cherky. Leaves me 50 for a final player. Let's get down here a bit then. 50.
Fukumori, is he fit? Oh, he's 52, isn't he?
57, mate.
57
He's not
now.
going to go for 50 anymore.
Wowzers.
Too good.
I had to get rid of him. I sold my Fukumori because he's too good for my 240 grinding team. I can't believe it.
Got a couple of decent options here. Van der Streek, we've already discussed. Got a good fixture. Can be quite streaky, which is, ironic. But, yeah, he could definitely be in there. Decore has just had his new contract triggered. So you'd like to think he's going to be bloody up for the game on the weekend. So he could be someone to consider. Anyone jumping out at you, boys? Maybe
Michael Keane from a bullet header corner, 1-0 into his own net.
Oh, Victor Lindelof's in here. Maybe I should get him in.
Ooh.
The thing that worries me about Man United now is they're safe, right? They're in the Champions League. You can easily see Harry Maguire coming in for 90.
100%.
I mean, I wouldn't. I'm pretty confident he would.
Oh, what about? I kind of like the idea of putting Lucas Fernandez in as a kind of like rogue. He is definitely capable of scoring 100. Maybe not
differential as well.
He's differential. This is what I mean. I like putting in these sort of players that people don't think about too much. For me, it's either Fernandez or who was it earlier? Streak. What do you reckon? I'll let you boys decide.
Streak's more nailed.
Yeah, I go Streak.
It's got more of a...
We're going streaky. I mean, this is subject to change, obviously, before tomorrow. But yeah, probably captain Pedro because he is the boy and probably going to get 100. So yeah, pretty solid two teams there, I reckon.
Nice, mate. I like it. One thing we didn't mention was the Golden Cap 217 Limited, as we are entering it, has 45 rare cards available in it, and 1,297 limiteds. So that's pretty tasty as well.
Just for transparency, I've changed my team, so I can't complain afterwards. Iwobi still obviously, but I put Coman into Ligt. I went for a buy and double up, and this guy called Brian Sumar is an absolute weapon. Really cheap and really freaking crazy scorer, considering he plays for Dijon. So yeah, that's my team. Just put it out there so.
I would call you out for sure.
Yeah.
Right,
Jess, what have you got coming in?
On to me. Right, so I'm going to build this live. Let's see what happens from the old Sorare data suggestion. Probably be a bit quicker for me, boys, because I don't have many options. So they've put in Xhaka, Akanji, Neto, Swiderski, and Iwobi. I'm going to change that straight away. So I'm not sure about, is Akanji going to be playing?
I think there's a lot of risk there. Although I think Xhaka will start, right? Because it's going to be his final game for Arsenal, probably.
Xhaka will start, but that's a high cost for a player.
And
what would you say?
Yeah, you can just when you've got them in, just click the button to take them out, and it'll show you a replacement. It'll switch your team rounds to offer a replacement.
What, clicking it again? Can you
click complete lineup, and then you want to remove someone? So say you wanted rid of Akanji, go on him and click the red button. Oh, maybe you don't have a...
I didn't do it. Anyway, I'm taking him out and I'll pick from the side. So I wouldn't have picked him anyway. I've had Varane and Lindelof last couple of games, but as you said, they're probably going to change it up. So I'm in quite a difficult position here where I'm like, Lloyd... In fact, even Bournemouth have not got anything to play for, and they're playing bloody Everton. So I'm stuck with the Bournemouth keeper just because I haven't got any other option apart from Eloy Room, I'm just not sure when he's coming back, and Robin Olsen, who is the backup at Villa. So again, I don't do the play. So I think throwing it out.
I think you can go Akanji because he wasn't in this. He didn't get a single minute against.
Doesn't that yellow cross? Doesn't that yellow cross mean he's injured? Or a little bit. Maybe. If you hover over that yellow cross next to his name, Jess, what does it say?
Physical discomfort, whatever that is.
Manuel Akanji let Sorare know that 39 minutes ago as well, so it must be pretty accurate.
That's probably why he's 8% on Play Sharper then, because it hasn't been updated yet. But
I'd maybe just go Lindelof because
I'm thinking Lindy
because like there's going to be quite a lot of rotation, but how much rotation can they do at centre back? They don't have any.
Could be a sign off as well because they're definitely keeping Varane.
I think Harry Maguire comes in for one of them. And
I reckon he probably comes in for Varane though. No,
I'm thinking. I don't know. It's tough.
Lindelof's played every match for a while now, hasn't he? Varane hasn't. I mean, it's a toss up. It's an absolute toss up.
Or do I go Lloyd? Do I go a Lloyd Kelly Neto stacked upset Everton and Johnny Dore? What do I do?
Well, then you've got a Iwobi, you see. So it kind of like not only annoys me, but it annoys you because you can't then really win because it's unlikely that you're going to get a good score there. I personally go Lindelof. Plus, also you've got a Victor Lindelof badge somewhere in your house, so I kind of feel like you've got to put him in.
I'll tell you what, I love him. He's going in.
I think you need to take Iwobi out if you have another striker.
Thing is, Iwobi hits 50 AA when he does nothing.
Have you got any other strikers? Because playing a goalie against your striker and your captain is
this
just...
is my striker list. Again, I'm
put
pretty
Swiderski's
limited.
your striker. If you're looking to win a half decent prize, you can't have your captain trying against your goalie. In my eyes, it just
no, I agree.
It's so hard to pick this last game week, though. Like, I mean, someone like Rusnak is more nailed on, but realistically, his scores aren't going to be that peaky.
I kind of feel like Neto can still get you like 50 points in a loss.
I do as well.
In a way,
that's what I'm banking on.
And you can still do well in the competition. Like Neto does have to be quite active in games. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be that active against Everton, who can't put the ball in the net, but I'd like to think Everton are going to be, even if we're losing the game or whatever, we're going to be bloody pushing and having shots. So, and we won't score 3 or more. So he's not gonna get the negative.
So normally I like this team, but I don't like it this week. There's a lot of things playing against each other. I'm going to go Swiderski, hoping he bags two goals in that match. I hope Iwobi either hits his 50 AA or gets a goal. Neto still plays an all right game. And then these two hit sort of 50 plus. So Lindelof actually starts and it's a clean sheet, and Xhaka just has a decentish game. But I'm not in a good position to win this week. Let's be honest. It's quite a lot going against me in that sense. And then the next one, so your Golden Cap 270. I don't have super rares, so I'm out of that one straight away. Golden Cap 270. Let's see what they say. My plan is to go an Orlando stack, but I want to see what they're going to offer me.
I wouldn't be surprised if you press the button and it just says, "Don't bother, mate."
Okay, let's speak on Sunday, shall we, John?
Yeah, I shouldn't have said anything, should I?
John Mentz is in there. I'm going to take him out because my plan was to have this one. I've thought about a little bit more. My plan was to have just an Orlando stack. So
nice.
2 centre backs, Gaese in goal, hoping for a clean sheet. Araujo midfield, who's really on form at the minute, and then up top, got the choice of Swiderski or Fafa, and I'm going Swiderski, and I'm going to go Swiderski as my captain as well.
What about Seth?
Seth, I know. I don't want anything to do with Seth. He may be Swiss and he may be an old legend, but we know his ability.
Someone clip that. Someone clip that. I don't want anything to do with Seth coming straight from Swiss Mathias' mouth.
Don't worry, we'll make that short and we'll get it on there.
Thankfully, I edit the show, so we're all right. But yeah, overall, I'm more confident with my Orlando stack in the limited section. I'm half tempted with my rare team to actually clip them out of the 270 golden and actually just go for the 240 grind the ETH, because it's a week where I haven't got a particularly strong team. So yeah, that's me.
Cool. I mean, I don't mind your limited team there. Your rare one. It's
too many.
Swap Iwobi for Rusnak or Brennan Johnson to have a good game against Palace. Like
he started sub last game though. There's just so many question marks at this time. Last game was so hard.
Trying to get a 50 off you, trying to get your goalie and your striker to have like 50s. That's great for a 240. If you entered that team in 240, perfect.
That's what
strategy.
I think I'm going to do it.
What you're saying is a perfect strategy. 270 is going to be loaded. Going, I hope he just gets a 50 and my goalie can still concede and then
maybe Neto will get that decisive he got the other week for you, Rick. Was it a last man tackle or something you got?
Yeah, last man tackle and he got battered. Yeah.
There we go.
Anyway, that's it. So that's Golden Cap 270 covered. All in all, I think it's a great addition. As we said throughout the show, people may moan, but Sorare are giving us more and more available to win, and that's a good thing. John, you want to finish on a last little?
I was just showing them to the camera for good luck, really. I mean, you're welcome to try and guess who they are. I mean, these two are pretty obvious, I reckon.
I can barely see from here, though. Is it?
Scores so many goals.
Looks like that John, whatever his name is, a comedian.
Yeah,
yeah.
John Bishop.
Surely you know
John Bishop. Is it John Bishop?
Is it John Rideout?
Phil Neville.
My first Everton hero. Bearing in mind, Phil Neville, mate. Give it a break.
Rideout.
No, this
Andy Hinchcliffe.
This one's Rideout.
Yeah, Rideout.
You got Rideout. Who's this one?
Ride in.
I'll hum his chant. Da, da, Duncan
Duncan Ferguson.
Duncan Ferguson.
That's a terrible likeness. I'm sorry.
And if you get either of these, I will literally sell you my entire gallery.
Tony Hibbert.
No, you're in the wrong era, Jess. This is when I was like 8 years old, mate.
Okay.
Steve Watson.
No, good guess though.
Alan Stubbs.
No.
David Weir.
No, I'm going to say it before you guess it because I actually don't want to give you my whole
You're
gallery.
getting nervous now, aren't you?
David Unsworth. It doesn't look literally doesn't look a thing like him, so I don't know.
Left-footed weapon.
Yeah, and is it Steve Ebrel? I think it was Steve Ebrel. He's literally like,
wow,
didn't really play, but anyway, there we go.
Yeah.
Lovely,
And on
mate.
that bombshell,
yeah, I think it's a perfect time to segue out.
Let's do it.
Yeah, big weekend ahead.
Very big weekend.
What else can we plug before we go? Oh, next week, if you didn't make the Beat the Boys League this week, it's the last weekend of the Premier League season. Next week, season 4 starts. We'll have the lineup. We'll have the league up for you to join early next week. It'll be MLS based again, so jump on in. More prizes, more fun, more excitement, and please like and subscribe the video before you go because it makes us really happy when we see the numbers go up on a Friday.
It actually does as well.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Anyway, we'll see you next week for episode 15.
Viva the Thursday Club.
Up the Toffees. Up the Toffees. Up the fucking Toffees.
Let's go, Leicester.